Hi everyone, I'm Jay,
I'm Colin.
and this is Star Wars
Star Wars
Conversation.
Conversations.
How's it going, Colin?
It's awesome, dude. Totally awesome.
You had a good week,
Wonderful week. Another wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week.
but the best day is...
Friday.
Yes, this week it is. Because we do the show.
Yeah, and
it's
it's
Friday.
Force Friday.
It's Force Friday today as well,
Force
yes.
Friday 2.
Yes.
2.
Did you, have you picked up anything this Force Friday?
The shits.
No.
Yeah. No. I've been working. I had a chance.
Oh, you didn't like just duck out of work and go to the local Toys R Us? Or somewhere else.
And the annoying thing is, I walked through Westfield, so Disney store everything there, and I didn't have a chance to go in.
Damn. Well, I only picked up one thing, which was the Black Series Grand Admiral Thrawn 6-inch, because that became available today on Star Action Figures, which is an excellent website. If anyone wants to get their Black Series as soon as they become available for pre-order, Star Action Figures is an excellent site to use for that, and you'll get.
I've heard that's the best place to go.
So yeah, that was that's all I got for Force Friday. But you know, they announced a whole bunch of books. I put a little post on the Star Wars Conversation Facebook group, which is called Star Wars Conversations, the place where all our listeners should sign up. And you have a lot of reading ahead of you.
I certainly have, but a lot of it does look a load of rubs. But
no, you can't say that.
No, the one I'm excited about is the Princess Leia one.
Yes.
Claudia Gray. She's the best. I enjoy her books. Bloodlines was excellent. Lost Stars was excellent. So really looking forward to that. What's it? Leia, Princess of Alderaan or something?
Yeah, I'm sure that they'll do a good job with that one. These are all... now they had the Journey to the Force Awakens. This is now the Journey to the Last Jedi, isn't it? So these are all books set between the Force Awakens and the Last Jedi. Is that right?
Well, I don't think so, because that Princess Alderaan is obviously set when she's on Alderaan, and
so it's set before.
But I think it's all about building up the story to the Last Jedi. I don't think it's literally between the two films. I think it's going to be about filling in the gaps, and that might be earlier than Force Awakens. It might be after, but it's about filling in. Because to be fair, there isn't much of a gap between Force Awakens and the Last Jedi. So, what I've heard about this particular book was that we're going to find out why Leia can remember her mother. Because obviously she was a little baby when she popped out.
Yeah, but she says that she remembers her mother, doesn't she? In Return of the Jedi, she mentions that. So, that's interesting then. So, yeah, I might have to give that one a read or a listen if there's an audiobook.
Well, I'm sure I'll buy you the audiobook.
I'm sure you will.
From Audible. .island or wherever I get them from.
So, before we go into the Around the Rim as well, Empire just released their new holographic cover for the Last Jedi, and
that's quite handy.
It's very handy. It's very handy, and I like that. It's a nice cover. It's got Luke's robotic hand there without its skin, and Rey holding the lightsaber, handing it to him.
I would have thought his hand would look more like the Terminator's hand, because obviously when it's got all the skin on it, it's normal size.
Yeah.
But that hand looks like bloody Doctor Doom's hand. It's so bloody big.
Yeah, I guess it does look quite big, doesn't it? I think that's. I don't think it's meant to look like that.
No, I think it should look more like the Terminator hand.
I do too, actually. I think a Terminator hand makes more sense. I mean, this has got... There's a lot going on this one, isn't there?
Yeah. It's over designed.
It looks
cool. It looks cool.
And that's the most important thing.
They should make him like Cable.
Like Cable?
Yeah.
What, in the movie or in the comics?
Well, in the comics, obviously.
Okay.
Give him a massive gun and shoulder pads.
I don't. Then it wouldn't be very Star Wars, would it?
And a belt. And don't ever show his feet.
Because of course, because if he's in the air, his feet just like taper off into nothing, right?
Yeah.
Also, just come up as well is that they have shown a picture of the new General Leia figure from.
I've seen it.
You've seen it. It looks quite cool.
That. It does look cool. Someone's already ordered it off that site you just said. I saw it on Instagram.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it looks quite cool. I mean, it gets you a good look at her costume. Not that
she's got a gun in her hand.
She has a gun in her hand as well. It's not a figure that I would like because the posability is bad, but it's like your old style Star Wars figures. So I know a lot of collectors will like that. And also there's a box set called Droid Factory that's come out, and it's got a whole bunch of droids that, well, they're in the Last Jedi box. So there's a couple of astromechs called R4X2, Y5X2. That's two different ones, and then there's a whole bunch of BB style ones. So you've got BB8, 2 BB2, BB4, and BB9E. So a whole bunch of droids that we're going to start seing possibly.
What about?
I mean, they're probably background ones anyway. But
BBC Two, is he?
Yeah, BBC Two, BBC Four, ITV. He's there as well. Yeah.
BBC iPlayer.
ESPN. Yep, that one's there. ESPN 2. Yes, there's a few.
PS4.
A few new droids have come out. And other than that, there was something else. There's a box set of Royal Guards that's come out, 6-inch black series, and they're the generations. So you basically got.
I saw them.
Guards,
blue ones. What they called? What were they called then?
They were.
Something beginning with S.
The Senate Guards.
Senate Guards.
Yeah. So you've got the Senate Guards, and you've got the Royal Guard. Then you've got a black version of the Royal Guard.
I've never seen him before.
Yeah, I haven't either. And so this is meant to be the
legacy.
Evolution of them between the prequels and where we are in The Last Jedi. So we've got the Senate Guards, which obviously we saw in the prequels. You've got the Red Royal Guards, which we saw in the original trilogy.
The Civil War.
Then you've got this black one who looks like he's got a long staff with a lightsaber on the end of it.
He looks like the red one, but a bit black.
Exactly like the red one, but in black, yeah. I don't know where he fits in. And then obviously you've got the Praetorian Guards, which we're going to see in this movie. So I assume that at some point in one of these books we're going to find out that there were black ones as well. But I don't really know their story.
He was like a stealth one or something, it was called.
He's a ninja one.
Oh.
I don't know. Sorry, I was taking a drink there. So yeah, those are little bits that I just wanted to mention that have happened. So anyway,
are we going around the rim?
Let's go around the rim.
Around rim.
So okay. So first, we're going to talk about a new brand of Stormtroopers, which we've all actually seen pictures of already. They're the ones that are half white, half black.
No, I haven't seen them. You
have seen them. The ones they're half their helmet's black and they're carrying like a axe type weapon that's got electricity going through it. No, you haven't seen these?
Where is it?
While we're talking, I'm going to use the magic of the internet and send a photo of them over to you. But yeah, these guards are new ones that they're going to have in the new movie, and they are called, I'll send that to you in a second, dude. They're actually going to be called the Judicials. Yeah, so they are the First Order Judicials. And they are there to maintain obedience and loyalty within their ranks. So they employ fear and ultimately execution. So these
are they going after Finn?
Well, these are a new brand of trooper whose purpose is to dole out the ultimate punishment where they see fit. And we learn that in their character description. The First Order can operate effectively with absolute loyalty of its followers. Should any soldier be found guilty of treason, it is up to this special branch of Stormtroopers to dispense final justice. So they use this axe weapon with electricity going through it. And in the behind the scenes footage, there was a quick scene of Finn and Rose imprisoned. Could it be that the Judicials capture them?
It could be.
Could it
be? Can it?
I think it sounds like it might be. So yeah, what do you think of that? Like,
well,
be new Stormtroopers. We thought that they'll be hunting Finn, didn't we?
If I knew what they looked like, I'd tell you.
Well, I'm about to show you what they look like right now, and here it is. There you go. I'll cut this silence out.
What silence? There's no silence going on here. I wonder if Traitor is going to be one of them.
Traitor! And he got shot.
Yeah, he might survive, though.
Dude, he got shot with a bowcaster.
Yeah.
And he went flying up in the air with a big hole in his chest.
Yeah.
He's dead.
People survive worse.
Nah, only Kylo Ren can survive that.
This picture ain't come. Where have you sent it?
I've just sent it to you on... Oh, sorry, I sent it to the wrong person. Because someone sent me a message for some reason.
Was it your mum?
No, someone just added me on Facebook and sent me, like, it goes, "You're now connected to someone." So I thought you were on my screen. They popped up. I'm going, "Here you go," and just sent it to them. He was like, "What the fuck have you sent me this for?"
Traitor. Oh, I have seen him.
Yeah, there you go. I told you you'd seen him.
But we've only seen his back door, haven't we?
If you have a look at that article, there's more pictures, man.
Oh, I didn't look at those.
Oh, there you go. You've got to go in.
Is this a toy?
Well, yeah, the pictures of the toy, so it gives you a good look at his weapon and stuff like that. So you can see he's basically exactly the same as the standard Apple Trooper.
I don't like that.
Well, he's just an Apple Trooper with black bits on him, right? The top of his helmet's got a little black stripe on it. He's got black shoulder pads, and the rest of him is just standard Stormtrooper. Other than that, he's carrying like this long, weird. It's not like a.
It's like a electric net, isn't it, or something?
No, well, the axe bit of it, to me, it looks like those little hand claw things you used to pick up litter. It looks like one of those turns.
Well, you sure he's not a litter picker?
Yeah, so Finn worked in sanitation, and he works in picking up trash. That's what he
electrocutes trash.
Trash trooper. But we'll give him a better name. We'll call him Judicials.
Well, maybe that's how they got. Maybe that's Phasma. She's been reduced in rank.
Or maybe they got her out of the trash compactor.
Yeah.
By using those to pull her out because they thought she was trash.
I reckon.
There you go. Brilliant. So yeah. So those are the new Stormtroopers that we're going to see in the new movie. A lot of the bits I'm going to mention here are potentially spoilerish. So
I don't want to be spoiled.
Well, you're going to have to be, man. Not in any big way. It's nothing that's going to ruin the movie for you, anything like that. But
better not.
At this point in time, it'd be very difficult to discuss anything to do with The Last Jedi without getting into approximate spoiler territory.
Well, what about the fact that I'm looking at a picture of Luke Skywalker and his hair looks so terrible? I can tell you that. I'm looking at a picture. It's on one of the links you put up 12 hours ago.
Right, that's 12 hours ago.
New listing by Top Cards revealed the basic plot. Is this the same story you're about to say?
No, this isn't what I was about to say, but this was actually a question from one of our members of our group who...
Oh, Tom!
Yes, Tom Wells. He sent a question to us, the only person that sent us a question. Thanks, Tom.
Oh, thanks, Tom.
But yeah, he was just asking what we think of this. Look...
I'm thinking Luke's got very bad hair in this picture. That's what I'm thinking. He looks right baldy. He's got a massive side part up here. Woo!
That's how he is now. He's old, That's what happens. But really, Pablo Hidalgo, our old mate, he's put out...
Pablo hell no.
Yeah. He put out something, and so did Ryan Johnson. And it was just saying that this doesn't really give away anything. Basically, what happened was they gave titles with the cards, like normally the top cards say stuff on them, like so they have a picture and then a little sort of caption underneath.
Oh, yeah.
And in chronological order, it could reveal the plot of the movie, the things that happen. But
like in a sticker album.
Exactly like that. But yeah, both Ryan Johnson and Pablo Hidalgo have said, no, it doesn't really give away anything. someone asked Ryan Johnson if they should avoid anything spoilerish, like from toys and stuff like that, and he goes, unless you seeing what characters and ships look like counts as a spoiler to you, then I wouldn't worry. There's not really going to be anything coming out that's going to spoil anything.
Well, what about the thing Michael sent today?
What was that then?
The picture Michael put up on the group
what?
Of Kylo Ren's TIE fighter.
Well, yeah, but what? Because it has the Death Star behind it?
Yeah, that's not the normal Death Star.
Yeah, but is there going to be something like that in the movie, or is it just like a bit of art in a toy box?
Well, why would they have Kylo Ren's ship in front of it if it's not on the film? No, cool. That's not even a normal Death Star, though.
Do you think that that's going to be in the movie?
Yes.
Yeah?
100% now. Look at it again, man.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it right now.
That is not the normal Death Star.
Yeah, I think it's just to make it look cool, though. I don't know that are they really going to go down that road again?
Yes.
It's like, we failed so many times, but let's try one more time. I don't know. I don't think they're going to. I don't think there's going to be Death Star in the movie.
I think there is.
Well, we will see in only a few short months. We're not far away now.
What do those other TIE fighters look like at the back? Are they normal ones, or are they new?
We can see the wing of one. It looks like a normal one. You can't tell because you can't see the body of it. Also,
there's no red stripe though, is there?
Yeah, but that would be on the. But they might not all have red stripes. I mean, we've only seen one type, right?
It seemed weird to me that they would have.
They look like old style TIE fighters.
They do actually.
Yeah. I think that this is just they put it.
That doesn't look like the normal Death Star though.
They've just jazzed it up a little bit. I don't think we're going to see a Death Star in the movie. So
Death Star.
I'd be very sad if we see a Death Star in the movie.
Why?
Because we don't need another Death Star, dude.
But what a magic! Here you go. I'm going to blow your mind.
Okay, go on, blow my mind.
A fleet of Death Stars.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Blowing my mind there. You are. Like, how many are we talking here?
25.
Can we not go for 100? That would be more impressive.
25 coming from each direction. 100.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they're coming from 4 directions. That could be cool. And devastating.
It could be. Well, yeah. Literally.
I would be surprised if we see a Death Star in this movie.
Imagine of a planet being blown up by 4 Death Stars at once.
That would be slightly overkill because you only need one. But
then what happens is, like dumbasses, they actually shoot each other. It goes through the planet and they kill each other.
That's when we realise Star Wars is turning into a comedy. But I mean, these guys have said that there's nothing that's going to be officially released that's going to be a spoiler for the movie. So, because it's come from, Ryan Johnson and from Pablo Hidalgo, I don't think that these top cards are going to spoil anything, because I remember back in the day, you always got Panini stickers and stuff before Return of the Jedi came out, and none of that stuff really spoiled anything for me. As for the toy, okay, he does say, unless toys and ships counts, we're careful to make sure the toys and toy marketing doesn't spoil anything. So that would be considered toy marketing. Yeah, the picture on the box. So I don't reckon there's Death Star in the movie. It would be retarded. It would be stupid. It would be so the Empire failed. So then the First Order made Starkiller Base, which was a super giant Death Star, and that didn't work. So then they just made a normal Death Star.
What about if actually that picture is to scale and it's like mini Death Star?
They're the size of TIE fighters.
They're the size of two
one man Death Stars.
2-man.
2-man Death Stars. Yeah, one to shoot the gun and one to fly it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This could work.
I mean, we ain't seen the whole thing there. They could be something. That could be attached to something. That could be like a boing bit. You know, like on
like
Star
a bat
Trek
with a string. Oh, okay.
You know, like with the saucer section sticks out.
Yeah.
That could be the head of a.
That could be okay. So
the dreadnought. Or
we have seen it, so I know it's not. But if there's like some super giant star destroyers, that could be like on top of it or something. Could be. There it isn't, but could be. But anyway, as I say, there's only a few months, so we'll find out soon. It'll be interesting to see if any more of the toys have pictures of Death Star in them. The ones that are coming out between
I'm
now
keeping
and
my little beady eye open, mate.
You do that.
Did you know it's only 4 months and 14 days?
I know, it's not long, eh? Soon it'll be that time where I start getting into panic mode about buying tickets.
Me too.
I start really stressing out about it. And I get my wife on it. We'll have like about 4 laptops all like logged on. And
then the crappy cinemas won't even have them ready when they said they will.
Yeah.
And I'll end up getting really annoyed.
How was Cineworld last time?
It would have been brilliant if I hadn't booked the wrong bit.
No, I mean, how are they for getting them out on time?
No, I didn't go there in the end because it didn't work. That's why I went to the Odeon.
Right.
Because they took so long to put them up. I decided to go to the Odeon instead.
Damn.
Because I wanted to go to 4DX, but but I couldn't. I couldn't be asked to wait.
I really want to go to Cineworld this time because I've got my membership pass, right? It works out cheaper for me.
We better use it.
Yeah, I use it on the IMAX. Yeah, it just means I pay less. Yeah, Cineworld Unlimited card is awesome.
You're going to use it 4DX?
We don't have 4DX here.
Well, come to Milton Keynes then.
We have a super screen and we've got an IMAX as well.
Why don't you come to my house and stay over?
I'll come
to see it.
I will come to it for one showing, but Andrew will want to go to this one as well.
She can come over as well.
And we'll be going to the nice, massive digital IMAX they got here, which is sweet. But we'll talk about it near the time and work something out.
All right. What else you got? I've had enough toys.
Okay. Well, Captain Phasma.
Oh, Phasma.
So,
Captain Toaster.
Yes, Captain Toaster. So this one is something that came to StarWarsNewsNet.com, and one of the people got talking to an artist who is remaining anonymous, obviously for good reason, who works on the movies. He's allegedly involved in the marketing and merchandise of The Last Jedi, and has revealed instructions they received when it came to creating original Captain Phasma images for the film. So you might remember there were some pictures not long ago in Vanity Fair, and it showed a few of the characters, one of them being Phasma, and she was just Gwendolyn Christie, like in her armour but without the helmet on.
Right, yeah.
So the instructions that were given to them by Lucasfilm and Disney was, you cannot show Phasma unmasked. Phasma's mask stays on during the film, so do not send in artwork of Gwendolyn Christie's face. So in the movie, we ain't seeing her without a mask on, apparently.
Good.
The user that posted the info brings up Pablo Hidalgo's addressing of this situation, which some took as literal response, meaning possibly revealing a helmetless Phasma will not necessarily look as Christie did in the behind-the-scenes shot. And what he said, this was at the time when the Vanity Fair ones came out. For those who are wondering, I see this as a behind-the-scenes photo of Gwendolyn Christie, not necessarily Phasma without a helmet. Yeah, but I will say that she is a human female. He said this was him talking at Comic-Con in Chile.
But she's going to be a fit one if I ever show her.
Well, in the Phasma novel,
what do they describe her as?
They describe her that she's human. She has blue eyes and golden hair with a pale face and green stripes below her eyes. We're not sure whether she has facial scars or not, but she's deemed beautiful, so no scars is most likely.
Not Gwendolyn Christie then. Ooh.
As a side note, they also mentioned, along with the Phasma directive, they were also instructed to only use official reference material. So they don't really tell you what material they were told to use, but that anything that's already come out, that's all they're allowed to use as they sort of work on her marketing. So so we aren't going to see Phasma without a helmet. I thought that we might, though, because now we've seen Finn without his helmet, and she's obviously got some kind of close connection to him. Obviously, she is the one that trained him up and all that kind of stuff. I thought they might get a bit more into Phasma in this one, and that we might get to see her a bit, like Kylo Ren, for example, when we saw him. I mean, she's the original design for Kylo Ren, right? So when we first saw Kylo Ren in his helmet and that, but then he took it off, and they seem to be showing more of these characters without their helmets on now. So I thought we were going to get to find out a bit more about who she is. You're going to be reading the Phasma book, I take it.
I am. It's out today, isn't it? I'll probably get it tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I still have to start Inferno Squadron. You finished that, right?
Yeah, I finished it in like 2 days.
Yeah, I need to start it. So I assume then we'll be hearing a bit more about Phasma from you soon.
Well, I will aim. What day is it? Friday. Possible. I might have read it by next week. Yeah.
Oh, cool. So possible exclusive review from Colin next week with some spoilers.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you all the brilliant, exciting
all the gory details. Yeah. I only finished Thrawn recently.
Oh, you finished it now?
Yeah, I finished it now.
Oh, what did you think?
I did like it. I thought it didn't need to be as long as it was. There were times where I know that he's a strategist and everything, but there were times where they went so much into the battles and that didn't really need to be there. There were things they could have skipped over. I think that Governor Price's story is actually a bit more interesting than Thrawn's. I thought that was quite good to find out about. And I liked Vanto as well.
I loved him.
Vanto. I thought he was cool, and
I thought something was going to happen with him.
I did
a bit more.
The whole way through it, I was thinking, is he going to die or something? Because he hasn't been in Rebels, right?
But he's in the. He's Snoke.
Oh, yeah, can you imagine? It's like, oh, really? That guy? Yeah.
Well, he did go off to the Out of Rim.
He did. He's just been sitting out there, but he wasn't around before the Empire came to power. So, it can't be him. But maybe he's like friends with Snoke, hanging out in the Outer Rim.
Well, I reckon he's met up with him at least.
Must have.
Well, I mean, I got to say that book left more questions, I thought, than answers, because roughly we knew Thrawn's story, but I want to know what Banto is doing out there and what happens to him.
Yeah.
Does he talk to the rest of the Chiss and what's happening?
And that's it, because he's a new character, right?
Maybe they're going to do a Chiss war between Jedi and Force Awakens or something. That might be cool.
Maybe. That could be quite cool, yeah. And maybe we'll see him come back. I hope that we see this character again. He was quite a good character, and it'd be interesting to find out more about him, because now he's, because Thrawn does that a little bit at the end. He's like, he sort of mentions about them being friends and all that kind of stuff. Like, it did do a lot to kind of humanize Thrawn in a way, and what I mean by humanize, but
I thought Thrawn
make
was
him
brilliant.
He's not so bad.
He was super likable.
Yeah,
I guess that was a problem. I'm rooting for him now if he comes back in Rebels.
I was like, he's not that bad. He's like quite.
Well, to me, he doesn't seem to be bad at all. He just seems to be. It's like he was almost like he reminded me. I guess it's because he's blue, of Dr. Manhattan, in the fact that he. Do you know what I mean? He's sort of observing it.
Yeah.
And he's taking part. He's sort of almost like just going along with it to see what happens.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I mean, obviously he's obviously a loyal guy, and that's why he's saying he's being loyal to the Emperor and all that. But I do get the feeling he didn't really care.
No.
He's just doing it for the joke.
And I think that's one of the difficult things when you're writing, because he is meant to be a baddie. And when you're writing a story where the baddie is the main character, you do need to make them likeable enough that people follow them, but you've still got to feel that they're a bad guy. And I really don't feel he's a bad guy after watching that. But the bits that I if you listened to it on the audiobook as well, didn't you? So the bits that I found a bit cringy were when it's like him thinking, and he goes,
"Oh, the bits,
the tension in their spine is getting harder," and all that kind of stuff.
The tension in his pants.
Yeah, like just like all that stuff. For me, was a bit. That's a little bit cringy, but
the smell of his fart
is getting stinkier. Yeah, so but yeah, overall it was all right. It's pretty good. Now I want to get on to the next one, onto the Inferno Squadron.
Inferno Squad.
It's now September, and the game comes out in 2 months. So,
well, the demo comes out in a month.
Well, yeah, I don't think I'll have finished it by then.
Well, I reckon that should be your target, my friend.
5-minute car journeys, man. 5-minute car journeys. Anyway, look, let's get through this. There's only one more thing in About the Rim, and that is about Maz Kanata and her part in the new movie.
What is her part in the new movie?
Well, apparently, official information about Maz is going to be released on Force Friday.
It is Force Friday.
As part of the Find the Force event.
Oh. So I only found out about that after I left London.
Oh, damn.
I could have gone to London Eye and put my phone in the sky.
Seen all the Star Destroyers.
Mind you, I wouldn't have been asked to go all the way to London Eye, to be honest.
Yeah. But yeah, so apparently she did have some scenes that were cut from The Force Awakens after the castle on Takodana was destroyed. She was meant to be seen going to the
Resistance base.
And all that stuff. But apparently it's going to be Maz that introduces the Resistance to DJ, the Slicer. And she's going to be pointing them towards a mysterious new ally, being him. And it's just a case of, she's going to be a bit more involved in the criminal underworld and that kind of stuff.
I think DJ stands for Dave Johnson.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
A good, strong Star Warsy name.
Yeah.
Where did you get this? Who's your source?
I just thought it might be. Or Dash Janger.
Ah, yes, maybe.
That's a Star Warsy name.
It kind of is, Dash is.
Yeah.
And Janger as well.
Janger.
So yeah, that's really it this week. A little bit about Maz there. It's very difficult now. I don't want to get into anything that's going to be.
I know it's going to get difficult, man. We're going around the rim is going to be very hard. So I think we should try to avoid. I don't know. It'd be nice to hear from the listeners to see if they would actually like us to get into the more spoily things for Last Jedi, or if they think we should avoid it.
Definitely, and also, each week, if listeners, especially on our podcast, because I know we have quite a few listeners there, leave us some questions. It'd be great to hear what you would like us to talk about.
They can email us. Email us on forcedconversations@gmail.com.
That's our old name, but we just kept.
But that is still our email. I haven't changed the email, so it's forcedconversations@gmail.com. Send me an email, me old chums.
And you can also do that on our Twitter.
At Star Wars Convo, #Star Wars Convo.
Yep, and you can also do it on our Facebook group,
Star Wars Conversations.
And you can email us or message us on any of the places you find us. Instagram, we've got an Instagram account, right?
Yeah, so man. At Star Wars Conversations. Star Wars Convo.
That's it. They can just hit us up all over the place. But we'll go into that later.
Hit me up, dude.
I heard that you've got a roving report. So what I wanted to know is, do you have a title for this part of the show?
Rebel Reports! And I am your roving rebel reporter, Colin.
So what have you got?
Well, Jay, I have been roving and reporting.
Wow.
I had the pleasure of attending London Super Comic Con last weekend.
And how was it?
It was bloody brilliant. I had a lovely, lovely time. Met lots of cool people, lots of good artists, lots of good creators. Some personal heroes of mine, like Bart Sears, artist from Justice League Europe. And also awesome dude, Mike Norton, artist on things like Revival. And he's done like Power Reaction and Blue Beetle stuff. He's done loads of cool stuff. He's a really good bloke. I had a few beers with him.
Cool.
But I also went to the Star Wars panel, Star Wars comic panel. And I'm just going to find my notes, Jay, and tell you exactly what I'm thinking. My awesome report that I wrote for you.
Yes. In the great preparation, the notes were already there.
Yeah. Marvel New Hope Star Wars comics panel. It was.
Awesome.
And in attendance were Kieran Gillen, Terry Dodson, and Bob McLeod. Do you know who they all were?
Well, I do know the first one because he's been doing all the Star Wars comics.
Kieran Gillen's been the writer on the Darth Vader series.
Yeah.
And then went on to Dr. Aphra.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just been announced as the writer on the ongoing Star Wars comics.
Wars one, yep.
Terry Dodson is an amazing artist. Again, another creator that I met and got some sketches and stuff from. But he did the art for the Princess Leia comic.
Excellent.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Miniseries.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done loads of covers and a few other bits. And obviously he's a well-known comic artist anyway, and sounds a bit like a Star Wars fan. And Bob McLeod, he's an old school artist. Did some of the old Marvel comics, Star Wars Marvel comics. He's in his own right known really well as an artist and as an inker as well. So the panel was them three guys basically being hosted.
Cool.
So shall I tell you a little bit about what I found out?
Yeah, go for it.
So obviously it was not really an officially Marvel sanctioned panel, I don't think. I mean, obviously they used the Marvel name, but it wasn't like Marvel sent them down. But Kieran did a lot of the talking, to be fair, which is pretty obvious. Most people were asking him the questions because he's the main. Because it's the other guys, even though obviously Bob had got a bit of a history of the Star Wars comics.
They were just there, right?
They were just there, really. It was a bit of a tenuous link. But really interesting to hear from Kieran. And got a few exclusive bits of news, I think. First thing is, the first story arc he's going to be writing in the Star Wars comic is set on Jeddah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That planet that all of a sudden...
He's going to be in bloody everywhere.
It's everywhere, yeah.
And his storylines are still going to be set between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. But what he's trying to do is his run's going to take you all the way up to Empire Strikes Back, and there's a gap between his stories and the stories that Jason Aaron's been telling, so they could fit more things in between if they need to. But he's definitely going to be working more towards that end, towards the Empire Strikes Back side, and they will end up in the Hoth base by the end of his run. And what was really interesting was he talked about the Darth Vader comic and how he really wanted to protect Vader and keep him a serious character and not let Darth Vader become a bit of a joke, or as you were saying earlier on about when you're too close to the villain, you humanise them too much. And I think he succeeded in the Darth Vader comic, to be honest.
Yeah.
He still kept him, and like he was talking about how he never had 4 boxes for Darth Vader. It was in the whole run, he didn't put any of those in. You never heard what he was actually thinking.
Right.
So that, he really wanted to keep Vader.
Kept you away from him.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't read all of the Vader ones, so I only got so far with them. But there was a couple of things that started to bug me, and it was only as far as I'd got. But there was a bit where there was the Emperor, and he was making Vader fight in a pit with like a dude that looked like Kano, and and I was like, and they're talking to Vader like he's some bitch, right? And I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Well, this is what I mean. He did talk about that. He talked, well, not specifically that scene. That would have been a bit random. But he did talk about how
Jay doesn't like this bit.
It was all about building Vader back up from the fall,
right?
And because he made a big comment about how when you see Vader in A New Hope, he's basically Tarkin's bitch, isn't he? And he's very much, and he's not killing anyone. He's not doing any of that stuff. And the one time he does go to strangle someone, he's told not to do it, that kind of thing.
And then a few minutes before, he'd done it at the end of Rogue One.
Yeah. But at the end of, in Empire Strikes Back, not only is he killing people willy-nilly, doing exactly what he wants, but he's also in command of that massive Super Star Destroyer. He's seriously, he's been massively elevated in the ranks of the Imperials from where he was in A New Hope.
Right.
And to be fair, I thought it was a good insight. I mean, it was not something I really thought about too much. And so he's really trying to establish that, that journey Vader's been on, and how, obviously he redeems himself in front of the eyes of the Emperor.
Right.
And that his story is about, building himself back up from basically the fail of Anakin Skywalker and in the Emperor, in Sheev's eyes. So I thought, to be honest, he was talking a lot of sense. I actually had a lot of time for what he was saying, and I actually feel that these comics are in good hands, to be honest, and particularly because pardon me, I just finished the most recent issue of Aphra, and Vader's back in it.
Right.
Big time.
Well, where you say that these are in good hands, I mean, as I say, I only read a little bit of the Vader comics, but most people that read them say that they're the best ones. The Vader comics were the best ones. So if he's come from that, and he did a bit of Aphra as well, did you say?
Yeah, he created Dr. Aphra.
So he's done that, and now he's going over to the main title. Then that sounds quite good. I mean, I read the beginning of the main title. I found it really hard to get into, and then obviously when we've talked, we went through all the stupid stories about Yoda getting hit with rocks and stuff.
We've still got to find out what's happened to C-3PO and R2-D2 stuck on that ship after they've been killed by the Northern Stormtroopers.
Hopefully he'll do something good with it. Oh yeah, they had the Stormtroopers, all the
the X-Men Stormtroopers. I mean, it was only an hour panel, and he talked about that. And then they had some questions, and there were a few stupid questions. Some idiots who didn't know what I'm talking about.
Now, the cast and I would be happy to answer a few questions.
Oh, yes, so many questions. Me, Mr. Stewart, Mr. Stewart, Mr. Stewart, Mr. Stewart, Stu.
Yes, you there.
Oh. Yes, I have a question. Oftentimes my household sponges accumulate an awful amount of buildup. What can I do to prevent this?
That's an excellent question. It's very important to thoroughly wring out your sponges after every usage. This will prevent the accumulation of grime and bacteria. A dry sponge is a happy sponge.
That's not a Star Trek question.
I have a question for Jonathan Frakes. I have this itch on the back of my leg, and I can't figure out if it's a bug bite or dry skin.
Do you take hot showers?
Yes.
Dry skin.
Thanks.
These aren't Star Trek questions. What the hell?
I have a question for Gates McFadden. I've got an artesian well on my property, and the water pressure is lousy. Any suggestions?
I would check the point first before repriming it. But remember that the summer months take a particular toll on any region's aquifer, depending on the local climate.
This is horseshit!
And that's the last question. Thank you for coming. You've been wonderful.
But one idiot did ask a question, and that would be me.
He must be the biggest idiot.
Yeah. So I asked the question, and I was dressed as Captain Atom at the time in a silver carbon costume.
Did you get a clap or a cheer?
No, the bloke that was sort of emceeing it, or whatever the word is, hosting it, I don't know. He was like, "Oh, can the man in the silver robot costume?" Oh, no, silver robot loser.
God. But still, I mean, being at Comic-Con and not getting it right is for him. It makes him look stupid because everyone else would have known.
Dumbass.
So
no, actually, to be fair, a lot of people had asked me the next day, "What was your costume?" Anyway, my question was, what was Kieran Gillen's inspiration for BT and 000, creating those two amazing characters?
That's a good question that fans of Star Wars would want to know.
Yes, and that's what I thought. And so he talked a lot about, because he'd already talked about this guy, HK-47 from the Knights of the Old Republic games.
Okay.
Now, I've not played them, so I don't know who he is. But apparently he's some cranky old robot evil droid. And so he said that character was always one of his favourite characters when he'd been playing the games and stuff. And that in a lot of his independent books, because he is known mostly for his independent books like The Wicked and Divine and things like that, he said he's written quite a few twisted and psychotic characters, robotic ones, but there's normally some kind of reason or cause that's created that psychoness and them being so twisted and evil, whereas what he just really delighted in creating these characters was he didn't need to come up with any reason. They're just programmed that way.
yeah.
And so, I mean, I think he was inspired by HK-47. Like I say, he's been really interested in trying to, but also what he talked about was that actually the Vader book was designed to be a reflection of Luke Skywalker's story.
Oh, okay.
And so Luke obviously has Han and his droids. Mm-hmm. And so he created Aphra to be the female Han to Vader.
And then he's got Black Synth as Chewie.
So he's trying to mirror the cast.
Yeah.
And have characters that were like the versions of
heroes, yeah.
Yeah. So again, really so a lot of insight there, and again, it was really, really interesting that, actually the thought he'd put into these comics. It definitely gave me a much greater appreciation of what. To be fair, I've always liked the Darth Vader title and the Aphra title, so it wasn't that I didn't like it, but it's even more so. I actually wouldn't mind rereading them if I can find the time. I'll have another reread.
Yeah, I need to
read them for the first time, maybe.
I need to dig mine out and have a read of them. But yeah, that's cool. That's good, man. It's good that you got to ask a question, and I guess in your costume you stood out a bit, so it was easy to get noticed. Yeah, cool, man.
That is my Rebel report.
Excellent. That was really good. Cool. So hopefully, you go to a lot of Comic-Cons, so hopefully we should be getting some more in the future because you're becoming quite famous at these things, aren't you?
It's about networking, Jay.
And being stand-outable.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. Can't help it really half the time. I'm not exactly a shy and retiring type.
No, you're not. Cool. Right, well, do you have anything else to add to the show this week?
I would just say I've read the last issue of Dr. Aphra so far.
Okay.
It was all right.
Yeah? Is that what you're going to say about it?
Yeah, it was okay. It was pretty good. Good action. It's all about Aphra was trying to sell that bloody ghosty Jedi thing that can take over robots. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
Basically, BT and 000 completely crossed her over. At the end of it, Vader was boarding the ship. Pretty wicked. So, good comic. Don't really need to say much more than that because it was just a really good comic. The only thing I would say was the art didn't look quite right. Let me just double check and see who the artist was.
What wasn't right about it? Was it more cartoony or something?
Yeah, it looks a bit patchy. I don't think it was Kev Walker who normally does it. 1 second, I'll tell you. Oh, it is him. Oh, maybe he rushed it.
It is?
Yeah.
Deadlines.
There was a few pages right at the end that I thought, that's a bit. Looks a bit
there was one comic recently, I can't remember which one it was that you sent me, and whoever was drawing Vader in it, I thought it looked terrible.
Yeah, that was what was that? I don't know. No, that was no, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was.
Oh, there you go, listeners. That was a bit of interesting information for you there.
Oh, that was the Darth Vader title, wasn't it?
No, was it? No, surely they haven't done a bad job of Vader.
No, it was Kev Walker and Dr. Aphra. I've just seen a picture I sent you and you didn't like.
Oh, right.
It's quite a cartoony version of him.
Yeah, and I don't think he sort of gets his helmet right.
His mouth bit's going too far in.
Yeah, it doesn't look. Yeah, it doesn't look good. Right. So anyway,
he looks like one of the people with the funny lips,
like a hair lip person.
Mm-hmm.
They're people too, Colin.
Yeah, no, I'm not judging them. I'm just saying that's what he looks like.
So anyway, I think that's it for this week then.
That is.
I think we're done.
That is it for this week, the old chum.
Yeah.
He's totally out of here, man.
Well,
it's midnight.
Before you go, I think you should tell the listeners about the Taylor Network of podcasts.
Okay, let's talk about the Taylor Network of podcasts, my favourite place in the entire universe. If you want to find awesome podcasts of the geeky nature and talking about culture and cool things, talking about comics, talking about Star Wars, talking about Star Trek, talking about Magnum,
especially the Star Wars
weird
one.
Things. Yeah, there's loads of really good ones, especially Star Wars one. There's a new one actually, which I should probably pimp. Let me find what it's called. It's called something like Saturday Night Fever. It's not called Saturday Night. It's called something like that. It's another one of these D&D type things, but set in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
It's quite interesting. Spirit of 77.
Ah, okay, cool.
I'll tell you what it's called. Let's give it a quick plug. Coming at you straight from the world of 1970s action movies and TV, it's Spirits of 77, heavy gigs in Seaside City. Join your DJ Anton and our players, John, Bob, Jason and Jim, as they embark on a story full of muscle cars and magnums, kung fu and car crashes, discos, detective and destruction. Not your daddy's D&D. This role-playing game takes place in the 1970s that only existed in movies and TV of the time. Get ready for funky action and cool grooves.
There you go. That sounds pretty exciting.
That's the new show on the Taylor Network podcast. So I thought I'd give that one a good old plug.
Awesome. So you can find us on there. You can find us everywhere else, like we mentioned earlier. We're on Facebook at Star Wars Conversations. We're on Twitter at Star Wars Convo or hashtag Star Wars Convo. We're on Instagram at Star Wars Convo.
Yes.
Yep.
At Star Wars Convo.
And
we're the kings of social media, I think you're trying to say, Jenny.
I am trying to say that. We're on like the audio version. I mean, well, there's only an audio version now, but we're on Stitcher, we're on Apple, iTunes, we're on SoundCloud and some other places too. You know, you probably just stumble across us if you just search for Star Wars Conversations or Star Wars Convo. And you can also see it, well, listen to this on YouTube because I'm going to put it on there, which is Star Wars Conversations. So you can also tweet Colin at
Captain Colin,
and you can tweet me at EagleEye1933.
Oh, what a lovely name!
Yes. So. Until next time.
Punch it, Chewie!
The Force will be with you. Always.